All right. What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm just going to wait a couple minutes until people come in real quick. I also want to get this set up to where I can try to share my screen. I should already be live. I believe I am. But I gotta figure out how I can turn this shit on to start streaming. I don't want to do that. I want to use my stream I already have. Okay, well, I don't know if I can do this. I'd have to use this other fucking software, and I don't want to do all that. What's up, Martin? All right. So I just wanted to start off by saying, first of all, if you're listening to other YouTubers, don't. Okay. Not me too. Don't fucking listen to my shit either. Shit. Don't listen to anybody. Use your own thoughts and then take what everybody says and do your own research. Something that certain YouTubers that focus on options don't understand is that, all right, so first of all, there are certain YouTubers that are using way out of the money options, okay? And that I use that strategy as well. However, I use it completely different than other YouTubers do. Okay. So for me, I think the best use of way out of the money options is when it starts to squeeze, then you buy an out of the money option, because then I don't know if Randall retracted that himself or if someone else did, but if he didn't retract it himself, I'm okay with other people saying things about other people. I'm just not personally going to say anything about anybody else. But anyway, so yeah, out of the money options. Okay, so if you're betting on something way out of the money, like for example, I'll use Rocket Mortgage as an example, right? So whenever Rocket Mortgage started taking off, okay, so before they had that like really far runoff, I ended up buying $40 out of the money options, and the reason why I did that was because I knew the next off, because I followed Wall Street Bets, and I was, knew that, the very next day that shit was going to take off. So I'm like, all right, well, if it doesn't, then too bad. I only bought 4 contracts. I ended up buying 4 contracts, and I think I spent at most $200 on all the contracts. I think it was way significantly less than that too, to be honest. I think I spent like $100 and some dollars or something. Well, anyway, the whole point way far out of the money options is like for a stock like that. So like say it started off at like $20 and then went to whatever the hell it went to. I can't even remember. But I ended up making like $4,000 or $5,000 off of that because I bought it out of the money option, right? And I sold it, at its peak. Okay. So for me, I feel like it's really dumb to buy way far out of the money options on a stock that's not, really moving. Because right now, AMC and GME, they're both like, this is just buyers coming in. Everyone's so focused on this squeeze that they're not realizing that all these different dynamics have to be in place for it to even squeeze. Like, first of all, it has to do with the float. Like, this is the big reason why I'm mainly GME and not a lot of AMC is because of the float. So AMC has a lot of shares outstanding compared to GME. Okay. And I feel like they're both good, but I think AMC, especially now since Wanda sold, we need to like be buying and buying and buying more in order to, make there less shares outstanding. So like a short squeeze will only happen if there's like no shares really left available in the float. Like if the whole float is bought up, then they can't cover because there's no shares available. Okay, so I feel like that's why a lot of only GME people are hating on AMC. I'm not hating on AMC at all. I started out as an AMC ape. I totally believe in the AMC squeeze. I also believe in the GameStop squeeze. I think that they're both going to squeeze. I just don't think it's going to be at the same time. I think everyone's sitting here comparing apples to oranges right now because they're two completely, totally different stocks with two completely, totally different dynamics that are going to squeeze completely differently as well. So like, so back to the out of the money options. Okay. So like if someone like what he's saying is right when it comes to like out of the money options and the amount of interest in them. So like if there's a lot of open interest, yeah, it can start a gamma squeeze. But here's the thing. Okay. So back in January with GameStop, when it ended up happening, how like the gamma squeeze ended up turning into a short squeeze was because, okay, we had like the open interest on the contracts. Okay. Well, then what happened was when those contracts ended up in the money, everybody exercised their contracts. Okay. So when they exercised contracts, the hedge funds were writing naked calls. Okay. So they didn't have the underlying stock to be able to give that to the exerciser. And that's what caused the squeeze. Okay. So now if people are just sitting here buying a shit ton of out of the money contracts, right? But like no one's buying the stock and people are telling people, oh, sell your stock, buy options. That is so wrong. It will never squeeze unless we have people both buying the stock and buying the contracts. Okay. Without people buying the stock, it will never squeeze. It will never happen. So that is like one of the biggest, like first misconception that I wanted to get out there real quick, because that is just not going to work. Secondly, back to the rocket example. Hold on. I've got options on AMC as well, but they're realistic rather than, yeah. See, so realistic ones for AMC would be something that's close to what it's at right now. If you're sitting here betting that in 2 days from now, it's going to hit $40 and then you're really upset that you lost your money, I'm going to go ahead and say that that's your own fault because you're betting on some really crazy bets that are not really likely to happen. Now, however, if you like say AMC is at, I don't know what it's at right now. Let me go check. Hold on. Because this is all messed up because I didn't set up that software first to let me share my screen because I just wanted to hurry up and say this real quick. Anyway, I'll just make a price. Say that AMC is at $13, right? If you were to bet that it would get to $15, that's not a crazy bet. Okay, so it's at $13.39. Thanks, Randall. So AMC is at $13.39. If you were to bet that it would get to $15, that's not a crazy bet because it's still close. Now, if you're betting that from $13.39 that in a week it's going to get to $40, I'm going to say that that's a crazy bet. Okay, another thing. Hedge funds are hiding their fail to delivers, their shorts, everything through options. Okay, so when we see high option interest for calls that are like far out, 90% of the time, those are hedge funds. Okay, so you buying that strike, obviously they don't want that shit to squeeze. Okay, like I don't understand. Anyway, all right. So anyway, back to GameStop. All right. So GameStop, I personally am not, I made this known multiple times. I'm not going to buy any crazy out of the money options until it starts to squeeze. Now, if I know that there's going to be a rush of buyers, like tomorrow, for example, if I know tomorrow that Wall Street Bets, all 10 million members are going to go out and buy fucking AMC, then yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go buy myself a $20, maybe $40 AMC out of the money call because it doesn't actually have to reach $20 or $40 for me to make money. It just has to go exponentially up. Okay. So that's whenever the Greeks are what's important. So right now, the reason why certain YouTubers are losing a shit ton of money on options is because they refuse to learn about the Greeks. Okay. If you refuse to learn all aspects of a stock market or options trading or anything, then eventually you're going to lose money. Okay. And I've learned this very expensive lesson more than one time. So for that reason, I don't do it unless I know for sure it's a sure thing. However, now, if you want to play options and actually make money and not lose all of your money, the best way for you to do that is to buy strikes that are closer to in the money, like not like super far out of the money options, because unless the stock makes some kind of big parabolic move upwards, you're not going to make any money. And that's the same for puts. Unless a stock makes some, like loses a shit ton in, you know what I'm saying, at one time, it's not going to make you any money. The best way to make money is to bet closer until it squeezes. Now, once it starts squeezing, that's when I would suggest buying them out of the money options, because you're going to make fucking bank on out of the money options when it starts squeezing. Make bank. Now, if you happen to be early, then that's even better. But yeah. So does anyone have anything to say or want to correct me on anything? Because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm completely correct on everything, but that's definitely true. I just think that it's insane to sit here and bet literally basically your whole life savings on a strike that you know it's not going to reach. And at that point, you are kind of giving all your money to hedge funds. You're giving it to the people that you're trying to fight against, because you're literally playing exactly what they're doing. Like, you're buying the same strikes that they're buying. Like, so, does anyone have anything to say on that? Or does anyone have anything to say about the GameStop thing, or even AMC thing? I do think AMC is definitely going to squeeze. I think that AMC would be better squeezed from a gamma. I just think that trying to compare AMC to GME is stupid, because it's like comparing fucking apples to oranges. They're two totally different things. Yeah, they're both fruit, but that's it. That's the only thing they have in common, is that they're both fruit. That's the same thing for AMC and GME. The only thing that they have in common is that they're both like bought a lot by retail. That is the only thing they have in common. Everything else is completely different. There's completely different due diligence when it comes to AMC and GME. There's completely different numbers, completely different float, completely different players, completely different everything. So I think for anyone to sit here and tell you, one, to sell your stock in AMC, that's fucking retarded. Especially if you believe in the squeeze, it is really dumb to sell your stock. You need that float. We need the entire float basically bought up so that we can start the squeeze. Now, if we buy up the whole float, right, and then we do a gamma squeeze, and then once those contracts are in the money, we exercise, that is when the problem comes in for hedge funds, because then they have to go into the market to find all those shares for all those contracts that just came in the money, because they naked wrote the contracts and the shares aren't there. The shares are not in the market. And the reason they're not in the market is because they're bought up. Okay. And this is why GME and AMC are completely different. GME has a thinner float. I did hear like, okay, well, insiders can sell. Yeah, they can. They absolutely can. There's nothing stopping them from selling. All I can say is that they haven't yet. They have not yet sold. No one that is an insider on GameStop has sold yet. So I don't know why that's even being a thing. There has to be volume for stock price to rise. Everyone buying options only is insane, as well as AMC options. I agree with that completely. Yeah, there definitely has to be volume for stocks to rise. Everyone buying options. Yeah, if you're only buying options, that's stupid, because it's not going to do anything. Like, you're literally just handing them money. Like, the only way it's going to work is if you both do it. Like, if everybody buys a stock and there's no more stock, then you try and hit them with a gamma squeeze. People are trying to like jump steps. You can't just sit here and only buy options when there's still like 90 billion fucking shares outstanding. That's stupid. Like, you really need to think about that. That's not going to work. It's not going to do anything besides make you lose all of your money every single time. As well as AMC options, I have over 1,000 shares. And that's what you need to do. You need to be buying shares, and you can buy contracts. The reason why I'm only buying and holding shares is because, like I said, the float isn't completely bought up yet. Until the float is completely bought up, I mean, I'm just going to be wasting my money on options, because we're just going to keep doing this sideways movement, this back and forth. Like, one day it's down, next day it's up, one day it's down, next day it's up. I don't got time for that. I'm not willing to sit here and lose a lot of money. I have a daughter. I'm a mother. I'm a student. All of my money I made like literally by myself in the stock market. Anything that I have in the stock market right now, I started with $300, and my account, I don't even want to say what it's at, but a hell of a lot more than $300. Okay. And I made most of that money by playing it my way. And I don't pretend like I know everything, because I don't, but every single day I learned something from somebody else. And that's kind of why I wanted this channel, like why I wanted to make this channel, is so that we could all learn from each other. Because I feel like a lot of times, a lot of YouTubers just sit there and pretend like they know everything, when really they don't know shit. They're just making shit up, or looking at someone else's shit and basically echoing what the fuck they say. And I'm not really interested in echo chamber. I'm more interested in dialogue back and forth, so that we can see like what's actually happening. And yeah, so I think that it's absolutely ridiculous to tell people to sell their shares and only buy options. If you do that, you're literally hurting the cause. You're not an ape. You're not part of the movement. I don't know who told you that you were, but you're not, because that's not what we do. I mean, that's just not the point. That's not how it works. Like, if that's what you want to do, cool, but don't be sad that you're losing all of your money because you did that to yourself. When people try to tell you that you're doing it wrong or try to give you any kind of advice, you immediately try to call them out of their names and be disrespectful, but yet demand respect yourself. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to be an echo chamber for you. And I'm also not going to lie in order to, help you get your point across. That's just not me. That's never been me. So if that's what you're looking for, I'm glad that I'm gone. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, this whole thing for me is very personal. Like I said, like my background's in social work. So my whole job in life is dedicated to helping people and changing the world. And I want to be able to use this for whenever I'm in my master's program, to use it as my thesis to show how economics and social work align, and how they are both symbiotic to each other, like they need each other. So like for me, this is very personal. I'm holding to prove a point, to prove that naked short selling should no longer exist, to prove that the American markets, not even just the American markets, global markets are being manipulated, naked short sold by the elite and completely rigged against any other working American, poor American, anybody else basically who is not in that 1%. So I'm holding to prove a point. I know that a lot of people that are in this movement are holding to prove a point. And my values and morals are basically that I'm not going to sell. I mean, until this market is fixed and we have the transparency that we so much need and crave, until this market is actually free, I'm not going to sell. So I think that it was really funny that someone told me, until I can prove that I sold my entire portfolio of GME, I'm not welcome. I'm okay with that. I'm never going to sell. Honestly, that just really triggered me to make me want to buy more. I'm also going to be buying more AMC. So my daughter is 5 and she actually owns AMC. We go to the AMC movie theater 3 times a week. I have an AMC movie pass. It's the, let me see what it's called. They have this awesome deal going on. I don't know if it's global or if it's just around here, but you pay $21.99 a month and you get to watch 3 movies a week for free. And then you also get there's other perks, like you get free refills on popcorn, free drink refills, whatever. But it's a super cheap way to go to the movies. And it's also like a subscription membership. So it gives them, that extra income on top of it. And then I also make it a point to go there and buy food and other things. So I've definitely been given AMC my business. My daughter loves the theater. She will only go to an AMC movie theater. I tried to take her the other day to a different movie theater by me, and she would not do it. So the shares that I own in AMC are not actually mine. They're my daughter's shares of AMC, and she's 5. And she is a diamond hands. Okay. She will not sell. I've tried to get her to sell a couple times and she won't. So she definitely won't. She also has Dogecoin, my little daughter. And she told me today that she wanted to buy more AMC. So we're going to buy her some more AMC. The Trex said, I'm not selling any GME or AMC. If it squeezes, I'll sell 50% and buy more when it comes down again. That's exactly where I'm at. I think I was waiting. I was praying that AMC would hit $6 or $7, because if it did, I was going to pour a shit ton of money in. Well, it didn't. Instead, it ended up going back up, and I was so upset. I was so sad because I wanted to go in so hard on AMC. And now I just keep waiting, and it's just getting worse. It's just going up and up and up. So I'm just going to have to bite it and just buy some. And then if I buy at the top, it's fine. I'll just average down. Some unnamed YouTubers just berate and argue with the people that watch them. Exactly. See, and okay, so certain YouTubers, I feel like, all right, so there are certain YouTubers that I spoke to and I really thought it was a joke. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought the entire channel was a joke. Once I realized that they were legitly like thinking this, I was like, wait. And then I just started watching, I guess, to see like what was really going on. And then I don't know. I don't know what's going on with certain YouTubers, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't believe in disrespect. I feel like that's not cool at all, especially if somebody's like supporting you. I just think that it's funny that I don't know. But I guess there are those restaurants. Like I seen this restaurant on like TikTok where the restaurant is basically like people go there to be bullied by the servers. So I guess there is, that kind of thing. I agree with that, Randall. But yeah. I don't understand that. I would totally love to have like a dynamic on my channel where I get to like actually like talk to y'all, like bring y'all in the stream, because this whole talking to myself thing, I don't like it. It's so awkward for me. Also Twitter Spaces is super dope because you can actually like it's not video, it's only the voice, but like you can actually talk to like whoever's interested. Like you can bring people in and like there can be like listeners and then like there'll be like speakers or whatever, but you can like change out the speakers or whatever and actually like have a community where we all talk together. And I feel like that's the best way to do this, because I don't think any one person, especially like us retail, we all don't know everything. You know what I mean? Like we only were able to get the information we have because we all go off of each other, right? So I feel like it's insane to sit here and say that you know everything more than anybody or anything like that. I just think that that's ridiculous and insane and has some narcissistic capabilities there, in my opinion. I'm sure I'm going to get canceled for that, but that's okay. But yeah, I don't. But anyway, let me pull up the stock real quick. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to, I don't know what software every other YouTuber uses to get like their screen on here, but I tried something before, like on the last stream, and it worked out, but it was just like really weird because like it had like the little thing in the top, and I didn't like the way it was moved out. I wish I knew what technology everybody else is using. But I have to say, on AMC and GameStop, I've made a lot of money on both. I have made probably more money on GameStop, but that's only because like it takes I don't know why. Well, I guess it's because of the float, but it takes, I guess, less money to move it than it takes AMC because the float is smaller. So like it's easier for it to move up dollars. So like for example, if you put like $10,000 in GameStop at $100, once it gets to 101, you've already made like a bunch of money. But and it would be the same. Some unnamed unit just argue with people. Some with them 600 subscribers in 30 days. Damn. Yeah, I unsubscribed 2 days ago. I think that's why I got in trouble, but I don't care. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't allow. I'm just not, first of all, willing to listen to people lie because it's in their best interest. I think that if they had any kind of solid actual evidence other than, oh, this is what I think, then yeah, sure. But there's nothing there. Okay, can you guys see my screen? But if everyone wants to know what I have, I'll tell you. I don't care. I didn't want to show my account, but I will if I have to. Can you guys see it? You can't see it. Fuck. Okay, hold on. Does anybody know what software everybody else uses to show their screen? reason why I didn't like the other one is because I had to like, it wouldn't let me, first of all, change the that like picture that shows up in the front. And also I had to like do everything through that site instead of YouTube. And I'm like just learning how, so I don't know. Fudge. All right. Crap. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up GameStop real quick. And then let me pull up AMC. All right. Sorry, guys. I might end up having to end this if you guys want the ticker on the screen. GameStop's at 186.95. It opened at 175.85. The high for today, it was 188.45. The low was 173.35. Wait, really? Holy. Okay. So yeah, it's at 188, or I'm sorry, 186.95. Let's look at AMC. Does anybody have any questions too about what was said in that other stream about like GameStop and why that person said that it wasn't going to squeeze? Because I didn't really listen. I didn't listen to the whole beginning of that stream at all. I mean, I will if I have to. But from what I gathered, it was based on, they were basing it on whatever, because Wanda sold shares. Now, the biggest institutional investor in GameStop is BlackRock. Yeah, I did Google it. Google wasn't very helpful to me. Oh, yeah, I meant to say AMC's at 13.47. The high for today was 13.96. The low was 12.17. So it's in a really healthy spot right now. It's funny because the analyst readings for both are very bearish for AMC and for GameStop. That just makes me hella bullish because I swear every time it says that, it goes up. AMC's up 11.51% today. Whew. It's a lot. Definitely made up for that red day when Wanda was selling. So now we know we're back in the same exact spot where we should have been with AMC before Wanda selling. I think it'll only go up from here, to be honest. GameStop's up 5.51% today. I think. Hold on, let me make sure. See, I don't like using this desktop version. It doesn't update as quick. But yeah. No one can know if it will or not, but both can do, I believe. Exactly. No one knows if it will or not. That is such a fact. But yeah, it's basically if you believe the due diligence or not. Now there is, I don't know if you guys know, but there is a sub. I actually used to be in the Facebook groups for AMC, and I would say that they are great. There is a subreddit though for AMC, which is r/AMC. I have not really participated in there much. I didn't even really check it out, to be honest, because like I said, I sold whenever they first said that they were going to dilute with like the 500 million shares or whatever. I sold because I was pissed. And I definitely regret it because literally like 3 weeks later, he backtracked and was like, all right, never mind. We're not going to sell, or we're not going to dilute you anymore. So I was super salty, and I've just been waiting for a way to get in since. But the due diligence, I'm sure, is probably the same. Hold on, let me go check it out though. r/AMC. Hold on. But if you guys aren't a part of r/AMC and you are an AMC holder, I hear that it is a great place to be. There's also a lot of AMC Facebook groups that are great. I know that for a fact. I was totally a part of those and they were great. However, I will warn you, a lot of these places are echo chambers, and I am so not a fan of echo chambers. I think that it's ridiculous. But yeah, I think that we should be able to have a space where we can all say exactly what's going on and be truthful, whether it be good or bad for your stock or not. Anyway, so today there is going to be a super stonk interview with Lucy Commissar. And I know that most of you are all mainly AMC, but so the reason why I like these AMAs so much is that they don't just apply to GameStop or just to AMC. I feel like if you look at it as a view of the market in general or like the world in general, you really get some really great things because they don't just apply to these, because these are not the two only stocks in the market that are manipulated. They're definitely not the two that are that are short sold. So I feel like it's really great to look at these. However, I mean, I think that it varies based on who's speaking as well. Like I guess you got to look at the background of the people that are interviewing and I guess kind of get a scope because of, kind of what they're about. And then decide on, I guess, whether or not if you agree with what they're saying. But are you guys interested in watching that super stonk interview today? It's at 4:30 and I was going to come online and watch it with y'all if you want. If not, then I won't. And did y'all also look at that Wes Christian interview? Because that was super important. I thought that was very interesting. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to pull up the ticker, but I can't bring it up on here now because I don't think it'll let me. Hold on. So yeah. Yeah. All right, so GME is at 186.49. I wanted to show you guys the institutional investors too. Let's see. So AMC is what I meant. AMC. Okay. See if Fidelity updated this because he said Wanda has 10,000 shares still. And I also want to say that Wanda started selling her shares a long time ago. Like, I don't know if y'all remember that, but she sold a bunch before. So this isn't new that she's selling shares. Yeah, it's new that she sold almost all of her shares, but we already knew that she was selling. I don't trust Adam Aaron, to be honest. I don't know why everybody does. If something very interesting, if you look, that all right, so CEO's salary almost totally corresponds to stock prices. Okay, like literally, if you go look like in history of Adam Aaron's like salary versus like the stock price, they literally move like this. Okay. So I don't know that I trust Adam Aaron to do really anything that's best for like the company. I think that he's kind of after, I guess what's best for the stock rather than the company. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing for us, but I just think for like the actual company long term, I don't think that's a good thing. But I don't even think he's doing what's good for the stock. I think that he's out for himself, really. I don't trust him. I'm watching him closely. I'll let you know if I change my opinion, but that's totally an opinion. It has nothing to do with really anything. I just don't trust him. Okay, so I was looking at, let's see if it says, I forget y'all can't see my screen. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, ownership and insiders. Let's see if it updated for Wanda. All right, here she is. Wanda, where are you? Wanda. All right, so it says on 320. No, that was. Yeah, I don't know why everyone's freaking out. 320, she sold 12 million, and then on 319, she sold 1 million. So that was back in March. Am I missing something? What is the Super Stonk interview? The Super Stonk interview is with Lucy Commissar, who is an investigative journalist. We just had one with her, and it's the part 2 to that interview. She's an investigative journalist, so she's basically talking about like all the FUD campaigns and things that go on. The Reddit guy, I don't know what you're asking. No one should trust the CEO. I completely agree with that one for sure. I don't trust that man to throw him. But am I missing something with this Wanda thing? Are we talking about something other than this 319 or 320 that she sold for? Because I see that on 2/1, which is February 1st, she sold 2 million shares. Then it says on 2/1, an acquisition non-open market was 46 million shares. Then on 319, so an acquisition means she bought 46 million shares. Okay, on 319, she sold 12 or 1,582,000, blah blah blah. And then on 320, she sold 12 million. Is there more other than that? Tracks. Look this up real quick. Wanda, what's her name again? Wanda something. Wanda American Entertainment. Wanda American Entertainment. Now I'm curious as to who's invested in her or in them. I don't know. I'm assuming it's an organization and not a person. Their portfolio value is 112,800. It says on Fintel, and it says that they, according to Fintel, it says that they have 10,000 shares in AMC, and that's it. That's their entire portfolio. Huh. Okay. Here we are. 331. We want. So this is weird. All right. So on 5/21, that's May 21st, Citadel bought calls. Huh. This is so funny. All right. I need to make this my screen. I don't know how to do that. Guys, go on Hold on, I'm gonna put the shit in the comments. Guys, y'all need to look at this real quick. This is important. All right, for AMC, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, or not to the bottom, but to the 13F and N port filings, okay? On 5/21, it says that Citadel bought at an average price of $6.17 per share. They bought 724,599 shares of fucking Wanda, bro. And then on 5/21, on 5/21, they bought calls for Wanda and puts for Wanda. That's a little odd to me. To me, it looks like Wanda's selling. Wanda sold AMC for Citadel is what it looks like. What do y'all think? Yeah, I know they used to be, but not anymore. But now, if you look at that data, that's a little weird to me that all of a sudden, all right, so literally today's the 24th. So 23rd, 22, 21. So 3 days ago, so on Friday, Citadel bought a shit ton of Wanda. Okay. This is the same day that they sold AMC, mind you, that they bought a shit ton of Wanda. That's a little weird. This is a little odd to me. So Citadel's buying Wanda. Why? Or I'm sorry, AMC. That's weird. So now Citadel bought a shit ton of AMC. 724,599. So of those shares that Wanda decided to sell, Citadel picked up a bunch of those. Why is nobody talking about this? This is the first time I'm seeing it, so I don't know what the hell this means really right now. I just don't know why no one's talking about it. It was filed on the 13F. Let me look at this up. Citadel Advisors LLC. Anybody have opinions on this? Y'all seeing this? Go back to these comments. Manipulation. Yeah, for sure. But my question is, what are they going to do with these shares? Obviously, they're going to use it to tank it, but how? Unless, hear me out, unless Citadel, I don't know. Unless there's some way that Citadel is, I don't know. I don't even know. I have no idea why. I'm about to look up this 13F and see if I can find it. Because this is really odd to me. Citadel, all right, so Wanda sold a bunch of shares, so then Citadel picked them up. That's weird. I haven't seen anybody else say anything about this yet. Something that was, okay, so here's the quarterly report for Citadel. All right, here we go. Let's see. I'm looking at their 13F. This is an amended 13F, which is a little bit weird too. All right, let's see what they got. They got 1-800-Flowers. Don't care about that. Don't care about that either. Venture Acquisition Corps. They got Genomics. I don't know what that is. Let's keep going. I'm trying to find. So weird. Citadel has had AMC shares for quite a while and just added to their holdings, which has brought their average share cost up to where it is now. So y'all don't think that's weird though, considering that Citadel is the one that we're fighting against with GameStop? Because I'll tell you what, back a while ago, the rumor was that AMC, because AMC was never a thing until after GME was already like starting to take off. Okay. That's when AMC started coming in. So the rumor was that AMC was like literally just a distraction from GameStop to get apes to go over to AMC to fuck up GameStop. I don't know if that's true. Never knew if it was true. I don't even believe it, to be honest, just because like the numbers, like, I mean, you can't deny short interest numbers and things like that. Hold on, let me look this up real quick. AMC. I think that that's weird that Citadel would be buying AMC, right? But like, that's like the whole enemy of GameStop. I don't see them buying GameStop, that's for sure. I can only see them shorting it. And also, who's the person who's shorting AMC then? because everyone keeps saying that Citadel is also shorting AMC. It looks to me like they're buying it. So who's shorting AMC is my question. I don't know who is. I'm asking. Seriously. Looks like AMC and GME is having a great day. Yes, they are. Yes, Citadel are the hedgies. Citadel is our market maker. They're the ones that like to naked fucking short the hell out of stocks and naked write calls too and create synthetic shares. Citadel is bad. Citadel is going down. That's why I own the stock. That's why I'm confused though. I mean, obviously there's different subsidiaries of Citadel, but they're all still run by Kenneth Griffin. Like they're all still in the same, thing. So, but the Citadel Advisors, that's the one that I was looking at earlier. I don't know. That's why I was asking. I wasn't sure who was shorting AMC. Like I said, I don't know the due diligence on AMC. I haven't seen any. Like, that's the problem. I've been looking for it, and I can't find anything. Does anybody have, links to, good due diligence on AMC that I can look at? They're shorting AMC and more. Citadel, yeah, they are. They're shorting a bunch of shit. But, that's my thing, though. Why are you buying a bunch? Okay, so not even just that, but Citadel's also buying BlackRock. And that's what's throwing me off because BlackRock is GameStop's biggest. So what if, who has the biggest puts on AMC? Let's find out. I don't know if it tells us, though. I think that's the problem is we don't know who our enemy is. AMC. We only know what was publicly known, like what they publicly said. So let's find out. The other problem is with these things is that they're self-reported, so it can all just be lies and fake, and I don't like that shit. That's what I don't like is that the problem is everything is basically by good faith. I don't like that. There is no such thing as good faith. I mean, it's ridiculous to believe that everybody in the world is a good person. I've learned better than anybody the worst picks of people, okay? When it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to anything, I am absolutely horrible. My picker is completely broken. I pick the worst people. I don't know if it's because I feel the need to save everybody or what, but my picker is completely broken. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's find out who has the biggest puts on AMC. See, and that's the problem. Everything's self-reported. I don't know. And I don't like that. That's basically saying, okay, well, I can lie about everything, but it doesn't matter because no one's going to know. No one's going to question me. And that's when it comes down to people saying, oh, you guys are not smart enough. Why don't you leave it to the professionals? No, the reason why they don't, the reason why they tell you to leave it to the professionals is because they don't want you to know what the hell they're doing. If you know what they're doing, then you're going to be able to stop them. And that's exactly what's happening right now with AMC and with GameStop. We figured out what the hell they're doing. So now we're able to stop them. We can inverse them. However, now the problem is now they're playing our game too. So y'all got to realize everything that we say and see, they also say, they can also see it. So they can very easily inverse us at our own game. Pretend I don't know. I just don't trust it. I'm just worried. This whole thing, the reason why I'm worried about this, about Citadel buying AMC and then Citadel buying BlackRock, it's not necessarily broken. It just means you're better than most people, Ashley. I think that it is broken, though. I mean, I just feel like that's not the way that the world was supposed to be created. I don't understand why we all have to hate each other. Why can't we all just get along? Everybody has their own opinions. I don't think that necessarily means anybody's wrong either. I just think that it comes down to how you present yourself and how you present your opinion or you present whatever your mission or goal is. But I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I guess I'm different. I don't know. I was never raised like that though. I was raised predominantly poor and I raised myself. I was homeless when I was 8 years old and I was homeless until I was 18. I was just kind of bouncing around, couch surfing, sleeping on the streets, doing basically whatever I could to put a roof over my head. And Yeah, so I guess along the way I taught myself a lot of different things. Um, so I guess maybe that's why I have a different perception of the world. But I've also like I can see both sides to everything. Like I can have my own opinion, but yet still understand somebody else's views. Like I can understand like if I have a particular view on something and I'm stuck on my view, that's not going to make me like closed-minded and not listen to what someone else has to say. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always trying to learn. Like I always want to know what the next move is, and trying to learn. Like obviously everybody has their own opinion on basically everything. So if we just all like are closed minded, then how's anything ever going to get better or get solved? I can say I don't know who the hell owns these, but there is a lot of put volume for sure on AMC. What's this? For the 13 strike and the 12 strike, it looks like the volume is 15,244 for the $13 put strike. For the $12, it's 15,209. It's a lot. So they're building a wall, a big ass one, between $12 and $13 for AMC. I don't know who, but whoever it is, it's a big ass wall for sure. And then for the calls, at the $40 strike has 139,101 open interest, which is a lot of open interest. And I don't think that that necessarily means it's going to hit $40 either. I think that if you guys remember, like, see, this is why I'm saying, like, the stuff from GME, like the due diligence, like, yeah, the numbers don't equate to AMC, but all the actual information can. You just have to apply it differently to that stock. So, like, I don't know if you guys remember or if you guys ever read any of the due diligence or anything in Superstonk, but like what we do know is that hedge funds are using call options as a way to hide their failure to delivers and their shorts. Okay. And they're also using cash covered puts. Okay. Because if they have, all right, so say you have like fails to deliver of like 1 million shares that are failed to deliver. Okay. Well, what they're doing is they're buying equal amounts in cash covered puts and like right before the little cycle so that they can show like, okay, well, I have all these cash covered puts that, you know, make me have the obligation to buy this many shares of the stock by the expiration at this strike. So that solves the fail to deliver problem. And that's what they're doing. They're using the cash covered puts to solve the fail to deliver. And that's why the fail to delivers are down. It's just because they keep buying cash covered puts and then they'll roll it over. It's way cheaper for them to spend the money on the cash covered puts than it is for them to sit there and try to cover their position and buy the stock. They can't. Yeah, I don't think I'm better than anybody else for sure. I believe in humanity. I think that we will all find a way to work together. And I think that's what's so great about this movement, though, is that the premise is that we're all working together. As soon as we all start fighting each other and we start listening to these people that are just sent literally here to divide us, that's when it all goes down. I mean, that's when everything's going to go down, and you might as well call it all a loss because we've all lost. If we've learned nothing from 2020, it's that once we are divided, that is when chaos happens. That is when we never win. Okay. It is never going to work unless we all work together and we all stay together. If we keep allowing other people to get in the middle and to sit here and divide us, and that, then we're never going to get anywhere. It's never going to work. It's not. We need both. We need the shareholders, the people that own physical stock, to keep their stock. Telling people to sell their stock is ridiculous. It's stupid, and it doesn't help. I don't know why they think it's going to help. It's not going to help. It's going to make everything worse. The only way a short squeeze will happen, The only way it's possible for it to happen is if they have to cover. They're not going to have to cover if there's 90 billion shares outstanding. It's never going to happen. They have to own the stock. So telling people sell your stock, buy options, that's stupid. Don't do that. Don't listen to them. They're dumb. Now, if you want to keep your stock and also buy options, that's great. You can do that. But selling your stock to buy options is dumb and a very quick way to lose all your money. And I feel like anybody who only buys options and has no underlying stock, I don't think that they're really in it for the movement, because that's not what the movement is. Like, you literally need to have stock in order for it to happen. So I feel like that's just someone who's money hungry. And I feel like that's, the thing. Karma gets at them. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my opinion on that. GameStop, I think, I don't know if it's going to squeeze or not. I don't know if AMC is going to squeeze or not. I personally believe that they will, based on the numbers. I mean, based on the fact that we have, back in January, there's a shit ton of short interest, a fuck ton of fails to deliver. At first, we thought, that they had covered. Well, that was confirmed in the Congress meeting that they did not cover. Okay? Like, let that be known now. Melvin did not cover. Citadel did not cover. Like, that was very well known. That became a fact after the Congress meeting. So that means those numbers are still out there. Those short positions still exist. They're being hidden. And that's why the short interest numbers don't reflect it. Also, short interest percent, like that short interest percent you see everywhere, that shit's self-reported. Okay? And if they don't report it, all that happens is they get a fine. That's nothing. Okay, basically that's the SEC taking their cut off of this illegal ass scam that these hedge funds are running. I only owe stock in GameStop, AMC, and NEL. I don't know what NEL is. Hydrogen, no options. Let me go look at NEL. NEL Hydrogen. It's a dedicated hydrogen company. Were you buying that to go after like commodities? Is it like a commodity, or is it like, oh, it's a company. Let me look at this. I've never heard of it before. Interesting though. Learning about our world-leading water electrolyzers, renewable energy, storage solutions for stable power supply, hydrogen fueling. Huh. That's actually very interesting. I don't know if you guys follow Elon Musk, but this may be something that he would look into. Let me see. Hydrogen fueling. Is hydrogen NEL? It's Norwegian company making hydrogen. How are they making it renewable? With more than 3,500 reliable, cost-efficient electrolyzers installed around the globe, NEL Hydrogen is a recognized industry leader of alkaline. Huh. It's actually pretty interesting. I'll have to look into that. Thanks for that. That's super interesting. But yeah, sorry, I got on a tangent there for a second. But yeah, I don't know. We don't really know shit, honestly. I mean, the numbers are the same. What we do know is that Melvin and Sitter did not cover. Did you guys watch that Senate hearing? Because basically, whenever Vlad committed perjury, that's right when we found out that nobody ever covered, because they basically said, no, we never said that. Melvin never covered. Hold on, let me look this up. And then also, if you remember in the Lucy Commissar interview the first time, she said that That's a common thing, is using, media to basically spread false narratives to either scare people or, hype people up. And in January, we seen a shit ton of articles saying that Melvin had closed their positions. Andrew left, claims he closed his positions, and that's from Citron Research. I'm sure some people did cover, but I highly doubt it. If you remember anything, it's that a short seller's idea is to never sell. So they never want to sell. I mean, they never want to cover. I think the world is going to be more against hydrogen on heavy transport. Battery is not enough energy today. I think the problem with hydrogen isn't it that it's not environmentally friendly. Hydrogen is environmentally friendly. It is environmentally friendly. Oh, yeah, because that's the shit that makes the batteries. Okay. I think the world is going to be more against hydrogen on heavy transport. Battery is not enough. Oh, I get what you're saying. Oh. I don't know. I think that that's a really interesting company. I'm going to have to look into that. I'm sure that there's a lot of different companies that do that. But if we're talking about like the way, I don't know. It's interesting. But anyway, so off of that though, fossil fuels and all that, those were already dying like long before this whole environmental, like Green New Bill or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know what it's called. But those were already dying. Everyone just likes to have a scapegoat for certain things, and Biden was a scapegoat. Let me just start this by saying I am not political in any way. I think that all politicians are stupid. I don't like any of them. They're all out for themselves, and none of them are really actually for the people. So I think that some people do a better job at describing or as disguising their agenda than others. But I don't think any of our politicians that have ever run or even been elected have ever really had the people in their best interest. And if you've ever worked in politics, which I have, you'll learn really quickly that you can't be a good person and work in politics. And that is why I quit. You cannot be a good person and work in politics because there is no, like, you'll never survive. And there was a lot of things, a lot of lying, a lot of misinformation, a lot of things like that happens in politics. And that's just not my jam. That's not who I am as a human being. So that's not something that I can be a part of. So yeah. All right, let me pull this back up. And I think everyone's too focused on this squeeze. I think what we need to focus on is investing in the company itself. If we look at both companies, I'm in GME long, regardless of a squeeze or not. I don't give a shit either way. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I don't care. I'm in it long. Like either way, I'm in it long. So, I mean, even if it squeezed today, I still would only sell probably 50%. I'm not selling all of it because I'm in it long. I just don't ever think that it's ever going to reach like $40, $50 ever again. I think that the new price is probably around like anywhere from like $100 to $150. I think that there's a lot of people that'll argue with me on that, but I'm okay with that. I just think long term, like, yes, right now, maybe not, but I think long term, once they do start pivoting and putting all their eggs in this e-commerce business and growing that way, I don't see it ever happening again. And it's definitely not going to be a $5 stock ever again. So the people that think that it's going to go bankrupt are big fucked. And the reason why I believe shorts must cover is because of that very reason. There's like literally, obviously there's still a chance that eventually GameStop can go to zero. I just really don't see it happening. There's still a shit ton of people that don't believe in Ryan Cohen's turnaround, in the turnaround story, and that's fine. I personally do believe in it, and I personally think that they are going to succeed, because not even just, the team that they're building, but in addition to that, like, first of all, they have like literally had like an entire year of coverage of basically free advertisement, whether it be good or bad. I have visited a lot of GameStop stores. They have closed. I live in Pennsylvania, and in Pennsylvania, there are a lot of GameStop stores. I can reach probably close to like 10 stores with like a 45-minute driving distance. And that's a lot. I realized that other states don't have as many. GME question mark. What was the question? I don't even remember what I said. GameStop's never going to go bankrupt. Yeah, I don't think it will. I really don't. Mainly because of, one, the turnaround, and then two, like, did anybody see like they're up 200% on their online sales since like the prior year? I mean, if we just look at the balance sheet, it looks great to me. I mean, I don't understand. They have no debt. GameStop will never go the price where you were talking about. Yeah. I don't think that they will go bankrupt. I really don't. I think that once the turnaround starts happening and stuff, I think that, in my opinion, I think that it's not going to be, definitely not going to be a $0 stock, definitely not a $5 stock, definitely not a $10 stock. I don't even think it'll be a 20. I think that it's going to be probably $100 to $150 per share, and then I think it will only go up from there, honestly. I mean, they have no debt. I mean, at the start of this, GameStop had a shit ton of debt. They were burning money because, of all the stores and stuff. They had a really high burn rate. Let's just start there. They had a big burn rate. Their overhead expenses were ridiculous. Now they have no debt at all. Zero debt, completely debt free. They have a shit ton of money. They also have, sorry, I keep getting distracted. I have ADHD today. I don't know what's happening. I think it's because I'm sitting here talking to myself. I'd rather like be speaking to somebody. It's funny how AMC has been holding 13 and some change since 10/20, and it's at 90 million volume. For sure. I think, like I said, I think that Wanda selling was a great thing for AMC, because I think that they're going to end up in diamond hands. But what does worry me is that Citadel's buying it, and that does worry me. And it also worries me that Citadel's buying BlackRock, and why that worries me is because BlackRock is GME's number one owner. So now what if BlackRock starts selling like Wanda did? I don't like that. Not making me feel good. But right now they haven't, so I'm not going to worry about it until it starts happening. And I'll know when it starts happening because I watch the prices. Oh, Wanda owed money to China. That's why they sold off to pay debt. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, that makes me feel a lot better then, actually. 1383. 1383. Let me go check this out. 1383. That's beautiful. Okay. 185.61 on GameStop. 1382 on 1383 on AMC. Let me check out these candles real quick. AMC. Oops. All right. It's so funny because their charts are just so identical. I just don't understand how someone can hate on one stock and not the other. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, yeah, they are completely different and completely different dynamics, but they do kind of have the same story. They're just different players. You just got to watch who your competition is and who you're fighting against. And that's kind of the problem with short selling, is you never really know who your opponent is. Wanda's last sell-off was on the 18th, and now the and it's waited until that Friday to tell us. That's not true, actually. I literally just looked it up. Their last sale was on the 21st, I think. Hold on, let me look. But it was a while ago. Yeah, you're right. My bad. I lied. You're right. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, was I missing something? Because I knew that. I was watching. I just didn't realize no one else knew, I guess. Because I look at these every single day. I need to know who's buying and who's selling every day. And that's why I think it's weird now that Citadel's buying BlackRock, because they weren't before. Yeah, and also today the European markets closed. I don't know if you guys realize that, but or European. No, the German markets closed today. Wait. I don't know. One of them goddamn markets is closed today. Because of it's a holiday. It's the German market. Yeah, I think. I'm pretty sure. Let me Google this shit. Is the German market closed today? It's a holiday. Yeah, it's closed today. The German market's closed today because it's a holiday. It's the let's see if the European. Not the European. It's the German. The German market is closed today. So that's why this morning, pre-market, there wasn't a lot of activity. See how the news is trying to confuse us why they wait 2 days afterwards? Trying to make it sound like it's so long. No, yeah, Paul. See, that's what I'm talking about. So the news, like, that's why I keep saying, like, everyone freaks out about news. I refuse to even read it anymore. You guys need to like look at the facts. I only listen to SEC filings. I will go look at the SEC filings. Also, something to remember is that a lot of those filings that are like the SEC filings are self-reported. So that shit's not accurate either. And if you look at each individual place, like for example, Citadel has like so many times that they lied on those things. So many times they got lied and caught and then just ended up with a fine. Millions of times. So I don't trust any of that information. It's all fake. That's like me saying, oh, I own 96 billion shares of AMC, but you don't know that. You have absolutely no idea how much I own. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lie. I don't own, for the record, I don't own 96 billion AMC. I literally have, well, now I have 18 shares of AMC. I bought 11 today, and I'm going to buy more. I don't have a lot of AMC. I have most of my money in GameStop right now, but I have a check that is waiting to clear for me for AMC. It is dedicated solely to AMC. So I will be putting in AMC probably in 2 days. Right. Yeah, I saw them trading on AMC in the European market at 2 a.m. here. Yeah, Germany's closed is what I meant. Yeah, my bad. No, Citadel lies. They definitely lie. Norwegian day called Pinsedag is a red day in my country. That's interesting. What country are you from? I have a friend on Twitter that's from India. And sorry, I keep checking my phone because I'm a little bit concerned about him. There's like a lot of things going on over there right now. So prayers for India, guys. And apparently all the visa offices are closed in India. What do you celebrate exactly today? Me? I'm celebrating this stock price today. I mean, I'll just say AMC is up 14.90% on the day. That's a lot. Like, yeah, it was a $1.78 move, which doesn't seem like a lot, but there's a lot of shares in AMC. Like, it takes a lot more money to move AMC than it does to move GameStop because of the amount of shares outstanding. There's been 92 million volume in AMC today. That is just outrageous. 91 million, thousand million. Yes, 91.9 million. So almost 92 million. That's nuts. Good. GameStop's at 3.5 million. And they're up 5%, up $8.91. It's at 185.87. Let me go see if there's a new. Let's see if there's a new. Because we broke through that one wall. Ooh, sorry. Oops. Oh yeah, you guys can't see this screen, huh? I need to find out what they use. All right, so we got resistance at 180.67. It's at 185. All right, so let's go to AMC. Oops. AMC. Modify. All right, so there's resistance on AMC at $12.99, it says, but it's already way past $12.99. I think AMC is going to hit that $14 again today. I think this week it might hit like, I don't know, $15, $16, possibly. I mean, if you just look at the chart for AMC, it looks absolutely gorgeous right now. Yeah, it looks beautiful to me. Like, look at the 5-minute chart on AMC. Look at the 1-minute chart. The 5-minute chart is absolutely gorgeous for AMC right now. AMC. Let's look at GME real quick. GME is all right, but AMC is looking beautiful today. I think they're both fantastic stocks, in my opinion. All right. Hi, Lewis. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Market maker is stabilizing the price under 14. They don't want to. Oh, absolutely not. Because you know why? Let's go see how many calls would expire on the $14. They definitely don't want you on over 14. Bro, if it went to $40 on, I think it was June 18th. Let me go look at these again. Hold on. All right, so AMC options. So I forgot to tell y'all, they have a bunch of puts for AMC at $13 and $12. So they really want you under $13 and under $12 on AMC. Let's see. All right, so yeah, shit ton of puts at $13 and $12. Like, if you look at this wall, it's massive. Massive wall at $13 and $12. Oh no, how do I find these again? One sec. All right, so let's see. BlackRock also owns AMC, by the way. BlackRock has 5,926,369 shares of AMC. Vanguard, who also owns GME as well, owns 7,664,955 in Vanguard. So it's funny that as Wanda's selling out, BlackRock and Vanguard are picking them up as well. Mind you, they're also the biggest supporters in GameStop. So hashtag ape no fight ape. 28 contracts for 40 June 18. Okay, so you're one of the ones too. There's a shit ton of open interest for 40 June 18. That's what I was talking about. Now, what I don't know if you heard the beginning of this, but hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. AMC. Forget where I've seen that at. AMC puts and calls. Open interest. There's a shit ton of open interest on those. I just don't want to say the number and pull the number out of my ass. I want to grab the real number. Hold on. All right, I was on the actual NASDAQ slate for that one. 1 sec. All right. Let's see. May 20, June. Hold on a second. All right, let me just look at it on Fidelity then, because I don't know. Can't figure it out. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, this is where I was looking at it on. So back to Wanda selling. This is where I was looking at it on 3/19. I was looking on Fidelity's like in their snapshots or whatever. So on 3/19/2021, Wanda sold 1,582,996 shares. Okay. Then on March 20th, which was Friday, right? Because today's Monday, right? Yeah. Wait. March 20th. Here's my phone. Let's look up the calendar and see what day that was. So March 20th was Thursday. So on Thursday, Wanda sold 12,004,438 shares. So they sold that shit on Thursday. What was the stock price on Thursday for AMC, y'all? Someone tell me. Exactly. And that's what I was trying to say earlier with AMC and GME. He keeps saying how nobody's making money. Anybody who's buying the stock is making money. Okay. If you're literally YOLOing all your money in options, you're losing money. That's your own fault. Okay. If you're buying options and stock, you have a better chance than if you're only buying options. That is just stupid. Okay. That's called gambling. I don't care. I don't even have a problem with gambling. Just don't say it's investing. It's not. It's gambling. I agree with that. Every time it jumps $1, I make $100. Me too. And that's why I love them both. I love both of the stocks. I want more AMC so bad. I just wanted it at a lower price. I was being kind of greedy, but now I'm going to have to buy it high because now I don't have a choice. I was going to wait and see what tomorrow does to buy more. I bought a little bit more today, but I want a lot of shares. And I have a big ass check waiting on AMC. Thought they sold on the 18th, which was $14 a share. I don't know. The information that I have, okay, so on 3/19, we have a private sell from Wanda for 1,582 shares and 1,582,996 shares. That's on 3/19 for $14.43 a share, which gave them 22.8 million market value. Okay. And then on 3/20, it says which is the next day after, they have a private sale for 12,004,438 shares at $13.98. Where did you see your information? Oh, okay. I thought they sold on the 18th, which was at 14 a share. I don't see that. Mine says, wait, who said that? Paul. Where did you see that at? I bought it back in January and last year at $1. Dude, I was originally in AMC so cheap. That's why I don't want to buy this high. You don't understand. I had the best average. My ultimate regret, and I totally get this. It's all my fault, and I absolutely deserve what has happened to me because I fucking paper handed it because of the 500 million share dilution. That shit really pissed me off. I was so mad. So I sold. I was so angry that he was willing to dilute me a third time that I sold. And I am so mad about it. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I wish I could get my shares back. Unfortunately, I cannot. And I was so angry that he was willing to dilute me that I sold it all. And yes, that was up, but I could have been up way more if I had just held and trusted that the apes would pull through and get. I really just thought he was just going to keep diluting us. And like at that time, like when that was happening, all the people in like the AMC groups were just fucking retarded. Like, oh, it's a good thing. No, the fuck, it's not a good thing. And so I was angry and I sold. And I totally deserve absolutely what's happening right now because it's totally my fault. In history, every time AMC dilutes, stock price went up. That's true. Well, I don't know. I was holding for a long time. I don't think you understand how long I had held AMC. I watched myself have a shit ton of money, to have negative money, to have a shit ton of money, to just be like basically at the same spot for like a really long time. It's been rough. And my issue with the dilution wasn't even necessarily that I was being diluted. It was messing up the squeeze. Like we had it, bro. We had it. All we needed was one catalyst and it would be over, bro. The whole entire lid was going to come off of AMC and it was going to be disgusting. And then when he did that, like said that they were going to dilute or whatever, I'm sure a lot of people, just like I did, sold and it fucked it up. And now we're getting it back and everything's going great now. Now we just need to keep buying. And I was trying to wait for an entry to buy back in like a big chunk, but like there just wasn't one. And I waited too long and now it's back up and I either have to buy high and then if it goes down, I can average down or, you know. Oh, someone posted it on StockTwits. Okay, well, I was looking at Fidelity, like in the ownership and insiders part, and that's what it says to me. So I'm gonna go with that. Let me see. Yeah, because they get these from actual places. But what's weird though, 12 million. See, but that's what's weird to me is that on Fidelity, it still says that even though they sold all those shares or whatever, that they still have 30 million shares. But if I look at Fintel, it says that they only have 10,000. So I don't know if I understand that. Because on 2/1/2021, it says acquisition non-open market for 46,103,784 shares. And then they sold basically 13.5 million of those, which leaves them with 30,455,290. So that's why I'm confused. That's what it says their total holdings are. Is there like, I got to the point where I was down like 4K. Dude, I was down so much money on GameStop too, dude. All right, so I first bought in GameStop at around like $90, okay? Like in January around like $90. But I was in way before that, actually. I was in December, but I had no idea what the hell was going on with the stock or anything. Like I had absolutely no idea that there was anything even going on. So when it hit like, I think it hit like 20 something dollars, I sold it because I was still like pretty new. Not really, but kind of still new. I was still like testing waters, you know what I mean? I wasn't making big bets. Okay. Well, then after that, it started to squeeze. And then that's when I started seeing like news coverage and stuff. So it was at like $90. And I was so sad because I owned it for like I think like $6 or $7 or something. So it's super sad. Well, anyway, then in January I bought it again. Might have not have been December. It might have been like way before then. I don't know. But anyway, in January, this is when like I actually started in on this. I bought it at like 90 some dollars. I don't remember how much. And then all right, so I rode the squeeze, bro. I rode the whole thing and I didn't sell. And it was the stupidest thing ever because I really just had like a lot of faith and I didn't realize, I lost 300K on 8 contracts for January 14th. Ooh. Yeah, bro, I'm still fucking crying too, dude. I fucking did not sell. Okay, and I rode that shit all the way back down to $40. Okay, and I bought it, not even just bought it at 90 because I didn't just buy it at 90. I kept buying, bro. Like I was raising my average. So at this point, like my average ended up being 200 something. Okay. Well, then I rode it all the way down to 40, and I'm like, bro, fuck this shit. So I sold it only because I did not want to like have to average down that much because at that time I didn't have a lot of money to play around with. You know what I mean? I only had like a very specific amount. Like I said, I started this whole thing off $300. So I only had like a little bit of money. So anyway, I sold it and then I bought it again and I bought a shit ton of shares at 40. Okay. I took money from my other accounts that I don't fuck with because they're like actual investment accounts and I don't like to, you know what I'm saying, play around in them. Well, anyway, I took some money from there and then I put a couple of my paychecks or whatever in it and I ended up owning a bunch of shares at $40. Well, then when it went back up, I did sell. I can't lie to you. I sold some of them. And then when it came back, or I'm sorry, I think it either went back up. Oh yeah, it went back up and I sold and then I bought it again at the bottom. And at this point, in between all of these transactions, there was like a bunch of other things going on in the market that I hit on. So like it allowed me to make more money to throw into this. So then there was a point in which I stopped selling and I only started buying and I've just been adding up my shares ever since. Okay. So I try to buy at least one share a day. And the reason why I do that is because over time, the stock keeps moving. But if I believe in the actual premise, the end goal at the end of this, then I feel like the price really doesn't matter at this point. I do like to keep my average lower, but I'm not against making myself higher, obviously. So anyway, I started at the $40, and this was like after January. This was like, I don't know when this was, maybe like February or March, maybe. I don't know. Whenever we hit that $40 after crashing or whatever. And we stayed there for like a week. Well, that whole week I was just fucking buying. Well, then after that I've just been buying ever since, really. I sold some because I needed money. Like I couldn't just keep all my eggs in one basket, so I sold some because my financial situation is a lot different than other people's that are allowed to, just keep 100 grand in one stock. I can't do that. So I had to. And then I started hitting on other things like the rocket thing. I hit the SNDL thing. I used options for all of those, by the way. That's the only time, like I said, the only time I really try to mess with options is when I know that a stock is going to make parabolic moves, because otherwise Theta loves to burn the hell out of me. And yeah, I hate Theta gang. Anyway, so yeah. Well, anyway, eventually I ended up to a point where I just only started buying, and I've just been buying ever since. And I really want probably 86,000 times more shares than I have in both. So I've just been basically trying to live below my means, so that I can save my money and put it in whatever I think is going to work out. And right now I believe that is GME and AMC. And I have plans to buy a lot of AMC. My AMC shares are very sad right now. I only have 18 shares, but I want more, a lot more. My daughter has 7 of those technically, and she told me earlier that she wants to spend her money to buy more. So yes, my daughter's 5, okay, and she does this with me. She likes learning, so I think it's really fun. So it's a fun thing we can do together. So she uses my Robinhood for hers. I have a couple of her shares on my Fidelity though, because they moved over whenever I moved over. But she's actually really good. She understands it. She really does. So I think that's interesting. I'm trying to teach her young to save. So now she, works around the house and stuff and likes to take her money and put it in stock. So I take her cash and I go deposit it into the bank account and call it a day. And then I buy her shares and then she just watches it with me and she decides. I let her make her own decisions. I'll tell her what I think and why I think it. She pretty much makes her own decisions. Dude, my kid's the one that told me to buy Dogecoin. She told me to buy Dogecoin. I thought she was ridiculous. But I did it anyway because she wanted it and it was her money, so she was allowed. And then after that, I ended up putting, like, literally, I took probably like 90% of my account and threw it in there and made a shit ton of money. It was stupid money, like a ridiculous amount of money. In a matter of like literally like 20 minutes. Like it was stupid, like parabolic amount of money. And I ended up basically taking all that money and putting it into GME. So I have I don't know how much I burnt like a lot of money in GME too. Not like a lot, but I took some losses in order to like make my average lower. But yeah, I don't know. I could tell y'all how much I have. I really didn't want to, but I will if y'all really want to know. But I'm not like a big fish or anything. Dude, you should totally do it with your kids because it's so fun. It really is. It's great. And it teaches them economics. And it really gives her a reason to not like spend her money on like candy or, toys or anything. And she loves watching it grow. I mean, her little 18 shares of AMC, she loves watching it grow. She wants a lot more. I told her that I would buy her more, like with my money, because I also want some too. So, but I want to use her account because her average is going to be way better than what it would be if I bought mine now. So I don't know, but I'm sure since she only has like a little bit of shares, it's probably not going to make much of a difference. So maybe I won't. I don't know. I'll probably just buy it on mine. When I have them, eventually I just want to buy land and farm. That's smart. Dude, all right, so I was saying like about this whole market crash thing. Everybody's sitting here buying up gas and petroleum and corn and all sorts of stuff. What I would buy, I'd buy land with a water source. Land with a water source. You have land with a water source and you won. Period. Water is like a commodity. Yeah, I agree with that Mega Prime Supreme. They said don't say how much you have, keep that private. Never. You never know who's watching. I agree with that. See, that's why I don't want to put it out there because you're exactly right. I don't know who's watching. And also, I just feel like it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't matter as long as you're holding. I feel like every holder is important, whether you have one share, whether you have 20 shares, whether you have 5 million shares. I feel like every single one is important. And for anyone to say that you're not important because you don't have enough is stupid. Do you know how many one share holders there are, though? Like, one share adds up. That's like, I don't know. I think pennies are valuable too. So, I mean, who knows? My daughter definitely thinks pennies are valuable. She's been collecting pennies from people a lot because I used to hate change until my daughter made me like it. But anyway, I used to hate it and I used to just throw it on the ground because I don't like it. And anyway, Abby, she started picking it up and started editing it up and saving it. Well, we just turned in her freaking coins. Guess how much she had? This kid ended up with a shit ton of money because she took coins not just from me, but from other people like my sister and friends. But she had like a lot of money. She had like $600-700 just in like pennies. So that made me look at pennies a hell of a lot different. So if we're looking at pennies the same way my daughter does through her 5-year-old innocent eyes, and we're looking at, one shareholders through the same eyes, they add up. Okay. If we have 50,000 like shareholders that only have one share, Guess what? That's 50,000 shares. That's a lot. It's my opinion, though. But I think everybody's important. I don't think there's anybody who's more important than anybody. I think everybody has their own financial situation. And I think everybody should do what's best for their financial situation. My financial situation might not be the same as yours. And it definitely probably isn't. You know what I mean? So what I'm going to do might be completely different from what you're going to do. And I think that that's important to remember, like when you are watching other YouTubers, is that some people can afford to make expensive mistakes and not everybody can. So I don't think that anybody's less than or anything from, doing things your own way or if you can't afford to put all your eggs in one basket, do not do what's best for your financial situation. You'll never see me as a hater. Trust me. Never. I am definitely the type of person where I started, like I said, with $300. So there was no way I could possibly hold from when I started this until now. So yeah, I have sold a couple times and I had to, but I also owned when I started this, I probably owned like 2 or 3 shares and now I own a lot more than that. Exactly. And I have a child. I don't play about my kids. Okay. I'm doing all of this for my daughter. I want to be able to buy a house because I rent a house. And I live in a really bad neighborhood. I don't like it. I hate it here. It's miserable. My daughter almost got shot 2 days ago. So it's time for me to get the hell out of here. And I'm pretty sure that this is how it's going to happen. If not, then we'll figure it out like we always do. Plus, you have a little kid. Always protect you and her because it only benefits you to know what you got. Anyone else is just curious, nosy, or looking to find a way to get it from you. That's true. Ain't nobody getting nothing from me because I'm broke. I'll be the first person to tell you I'm broke. First of all, I'm a social worker. That should be right there. I'm broke. Okay. I spent way more money on school than I will ever get back in my job. And that's a fact. That is a fact. I have a girl and she is worse than me, dude. She has my whole personality and oh man, I am in for it. She is only 5 and I feel like she thinks she's already like 16 and we clash a lot. But speaking of my daughter, I gotta check on her real quick. She went outside. All right, I'll be right back in 1 sec. I'm dumb. I thought she went outside. She was inside the whole time. I want to have a girl. I live in Miami. Oh my God, I want to move to Miami. I was thinking about it. I currently live in Pennsylvania, and it's not that I hate it here, but I kind of hate it here. They're looking for a lot of social workers. Yes, that's why I was thinking moving there. It's so in demand there, and it would be absolutely beautiful to live there. But all of my friends say that I'll hate it there because of the humidity. So we'll see. You have a son and daughter. Your son is 5 and your daughter's 4. That's awesome. What state where are you from? You said you were from a different country, right? Do you guys care if I smoke a cigarette or not? I'm dying. I don't want to disrespect anybody though. 25 an hour is not bad. But what's cost of living like in Miami? Isn't it super expensive? Is it like compare it to like California? Because here our cost of living is pretty cheap. Like you can get like a 2-bedroom house. Well, if you're renting, you can get like a 2-bedroom house, maybe like $700 a month. But in California, a 2-bedroom house would be like $2,000 a month. So what would it be like in Florida, in Miami specifically? Does anybody have an objection to me smoking? Because I won't if it would bother somebody. Start making like 25 an hour. Is that like minimum wage, Lewis? That'd be something interesting. I want to, so like, I think a misconception too with social work is that a social worker is someone like that takes away people's kids. There's like millions of different kinds of social workers. And yes, that is one example of a child welfare social worker. Um, I also don't really necessarily look at it like that, but I'm sure a lot of people do. But also like there's different kinds of social workers. Like there's a medical social worker, like is like at hospitals and stuff. There's service coordinators that are social workers. There's community workers that are social workers. There's also just light a smoke or blunt. I don't care. I actually have a bunch of wax. This is some live resin. Um, but yeah, there's a bunch of different kinds of social workers. Not all social workers are the same. Also, there's policy making. Like when a bunch of like policies and laws get put through, guess what? A lot of times, social workers are the ones fighting for that policy change. That's kind of what I want to get into was the political side of social worker of social work. However, I realized to work in politics or finance, you kind of have to be a shark. But me, I'm different. I believe that I can still work in the political side and work in economics without being a crappy human. So I am going to spend my entire life proving that, I'm sure. But that's definitely what I'm going to try to do. Because I don't think you have to be a shitty person to work in politics. I think that maybe to be more successful, you probably do, but I know you guys don't know me, but if you did, you would know that I am the most resilient person you'll ever meet. You can't keep me down. And I really, truly believe that I will be able to help everybody. Like, I just really want to help people. I want to change people's lives. I want to be a piece of light in darkness is basically it. By the way, I got family in Seattle for 9 or 10 years. Been there many times on vacation. Seattle's pretty cool. I've never been to Seattle, but a friend of mine, she lives in California, and we were talking about, obviously I can't live in California because it's too expensive, and she doesn't want to live here. So we were trying to think of eventually like our paths have to like come together at one point, and we were deciding what state, and she refuses Florida because it's too humid. So we were thinking about Seattle as our final base of operation eventually. She used to live here, and it's really sad, but she moved away. Most of my friends did at this point, actually, which is really sad. So it's about time for me to get out of here too. But my family still lives here, and my whole family refuses to leave PA. So that's why I've been stuck here. California is nuts, dude. Like, California is crazy. I went there in December for my birthday. It was such a fun time. I was extremely high. Dude, let me just say, we get a lot of our weed here from like California. Oh my God, completely different. Let me just say, I was way too high. Like, I couldn't even function. I was not normal. I was not myself. It was nuts. It was crazy there. And then also, like, I don't know, it's crazy expensive there too, but it's super beautiful. Their weather is amazing. I'm terrified of like natural disasters. So I don't really want to live anywhere there's natural disasters. I live in Pennsylvania, so there's like nothing that happens here. Like, literally, I don't even know if we get tornadoes. I personally have never witnessed a tornado or any kind of natural disaster in my entire life. We don't even have tarantulas. We don't have any crazy bugs here. Like, that's why I live here. Like, literally, there's nothing that happens here. The only thing that sucks here is our weather is ridiculous. So like one day it'll be like negative it'll be like 20 degrees, right? And then the next day it'll be like 96 degrees. Our weather makes absolutely no sense. One day it'll be freaking snowing, and then the next day it'll be like hot as hell. It makes no sense at all. Our weather's just nuts. I my hobby is to study international relations. Me too. I love studying international relations. I actually just got invited to study abroad in Germany. I got invited today. 2 years ago, right before the pandemic, I would have been in China for the pandemic. I ended up getting invited to study abroad in China to look at international relations with China and the US, and I guess kind of like how they function. And I wanted to go there to experience a different culture because I love experiencing different cultures. And I ended up not going. I ended up not being able to come up with the money that like would let me go, and it ended up being a blessing because not even like a week. I would have been there for a week when the whole coronavirus thing came out and everything was locked down. So I would have been stuck there for a really long time. So I'm really grateful I didn't go. But I literally just got invited today to study abroad in Germany. Let me see. Let me read it. I don't think I'm going because I can't because I have a kid. But it says, and it's cool because it's economic and social work. Well, anyway, it says this course will examine human rights within a social work framework from a European perspective. The European focus is on Germany, although discussion about Europe generally is also an important part of the course. The course provides students with an introduction to economic and political human rights in Europe, with the United States perspective integrated into the instruction. So it's interesting. It was supposed to illustrate human rights principles as they apply to social policies, which was super interesting to me. And it was actually pretty cheap to go, and I really want to, but I don't think I could leave my kid for as long as it wants me to. Oh my God, I love Cuba. I have a lot of friends that are Cuban. I've never been there. I've never been out of the US, dude. I've barely been out of Pennsylvania. This is what's so great. Okay. I really, really, really want to travel and immerse myself in different cultures. I would die to do it. I love people to a point. But I really love learning different cultures and religions. I have studied a lot of different religions just so I can understand them. And as like I was studying all the different religions, I realized that they all are built basically on the same foundation. They just have different, I guess, first of all, different ways to worship, but they all basically have the same morals and values, kind of. They all kind of align. They're just different sects, I think. But yeah. I don't smoke, only drink wine. Wine is delicious. I drink wine sometimes. I have like 18 bottles of wine in my fridge, and they've been there for a while, and I feel like they keep getting stronger every time I go to drink one. Are you from Cuba, Lewis? Cuban American. That's all. That's what's up. So that's interesting. I was just reading about I know it's completely different, but I have not read about Cuban American cultures yet, but I'm definitely about to. But I just read about um I think that it's important to realize like that different cultures the reason why I feel like it's important to learn about different cultures is because in American culture, there's like a lot of things that we do that we find disrespectful of other people. Like, for example, like eye contact. In America, we find that like when someone's talking to you, if you don't give them eye contact, that's disrespectful. However, in like other cultures, it's disrespectful to give eye contact. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of times, like, Americans are so privileged that they feel like, yeah, I mean, they're just very privileged and they don't realize that other cultures are different. And if nobody takes the time to learn that, they just assume like, oh, they're disrespectful because of this, and that, when really it's just like the way that they were brought up. Like, I feel like everybody's brought up differently. So everybody has different values and morals, but also like different ways of doing things. So I think it's really important to learn about different cultures, in my own opinion. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about this crypto dump too. I've been on Twitter a lot, and Twitter is dying over this crypto dump. Anyone who's in GameStop and AMC know about like what's going on with crypto. And with crypto, it's all dumping because, first of all, a lot of the hedge funds are invested in crypto. A lot of their portfolio is hedged with crypto. Okay, with Bitcoin, Ethereum. Yes, that's where I was getting. Crypto is, I don't think necessarily it was Elon or even necessarily Biden, but crypto has absolutely turned into a pump and dump for hedge funds. Once they've realized, I think Doge is kind of what started it all. Well, not really. I mean, it started way before that, but like when it comes to like all the different scam coins that are coming up, although I personally don't believe Doge is a scam coin. I know that there's millions and billions of people that do. I seen his tweet. I did see his tweet. I think that it's a misconception that he's the reason that it's dumping. I don't believe that Elon is the reason that it's dumping. I just think that that was perfect timing. Well, one, this same day that Elon tweeted that, China banned cryptocurrency. China had already banned it, but they're reinforcing their ban. So that had something to do with it. And also, so here's what I was going to say. Okay, so he said he was the reason that it ripped from 7K. Okay, so I think, so what ended up happening to me is back when it was 7K, a bunch of like hedge funds and people who have a lot of money. Okay, not like regular everyday people like you and me, but like I'm talking like the rich ass people. Okay, they started buying in. Okay, and they expected us obviously to buy on top. The goal was always for them to eventually sell to bring it down so they can buy it again and do the same thing again. Okay, so they're literally just making money off of everybody in any way. And that's why I said it's really important for everybody to realize that everything that we say, they can see too. So that doesn't mean that, like, that just means they're going to try to find a way to inverse us again. So then that means we got to be like 2 or 3 steps ahead of them. Right now, they're like 3 steps ahead of us. He was the reason it ripped from 7K or a little higher maybe, but around there. I think it was 9K, but yeah. The bank owns cryptocurrency, so they are in bed with the hedge fund, so they have to pay up for shorting AMC. Yes. So I think like a big reason why it's dumping is because of margin calls. I mean, I think that margin calls are going to start happening across the board. And I think that when margin calls do start happening, because the hedge funds portfolio is hedged with like Bitcoin and stuff, obviously we're going to see a big ass sell off there because they have to sell off to create liquidity. We had that liquidity check that one Thursday, remember guys? Then funny enough, Wanda was selling that same Thursday. Okay. Why? Because they needed liquidity. But at the same time that Wanda was selling, Citadel was buying AMC, which is interesting to me. So I don't really know what to make of all that at this very moment, but I am definitely going to be looking into that tonight. I'm going to end up in a research hole like I usually am and try to figure out what the hell is going on so I can try to beat them at their own game. The banks own cryptocurrency, so they're in bed with the hedge funds, so they have to pay up for shorting AMC. They banned it because they know they will lose big money due to the shorts. Yeah, and then like if we look at Archegos, when Archegos blew up, that like sent a ripple, not even just through China, through like the US, through like literally globally. So, I mean, can you imagine what's going to happen when the US hedge funds blow up? It's not even just in the US's best interest to stop it from happening, but it's in the global interest to stop it from happening. So, yeah, that's very interesting. I can't say whether it's true or not, but that's just honestly what I think. I I think that the crypto sell-off is due to there being no real liquidity in the market. I mean, if you look, margin debt's at an all-time high. Um, we have like basically everything at an all-time high. If you look back in 2008, what happened before the crash? Everything started reaching all-time highs. I don't know when it's going to crash. I just know it's going to. I mean, there's no stopping this now. I mean, I think that they're going to do whatever they can to try to stop it. I think that everything that they keep doing to try to stop it is only making it worse. Like, they're just making it worse. And I don't know if they realize it, or maybe they do and they just don't care. But if we're talking about putting on a tinfoil hat real quick, all right, here's a tinfoil hat conspiracy. This in no way is any kind of factual information or anything. It is literally a tinfoil hat conspiracy that's been looming around in my head. But all right, so Biden, right? His slogan is "Build Back Better." And I never realized that until the other day. I said it to my friend and she's like, "You know that that's Biden's slogan?" I was like, "Really?" And I didn't know that. Well, anyway, I think that that's really interesting that that's his slogan, because if we're talking about the entire market collapsing, right? Um, build back better. Maybe he plans to allow it to crash in order for him to build it back better. And then he can take credit for whoever's work or whatever. I don't know. It makes sense to me, but that's my little tinfoil hat conspiracy. I could go more elaborate with it, but my mind is bouncing around right now because I'm still super tired. Oh, Turkey also banned it. I didn't know that. I heard someone said, hold on, what did he say about India? Because there's a problem going on in India right now. And I wonder if I could get him in here. I don't know, but what I do know is he keeps telling me how like where he is in India, like everybody's like basically like a thief, and like his Wi-Fi is like being tapped and shit, and like the government all knows about it, but like they're not gonna do anything about it, and like he has to like be careful on like basically what he says and stuff, because people are tracing him and he doesn't know who, but he like keeps getting um notifications that like his camera was accessed by someone and things like that, and he's been trying to get out, but he's stuck because the visa offices are all closed and shit, which is nuts to me. But he's a big crypto investor. So yeah, big banks want control of the people. I think it's bigger than just big banks. Okay, if we're talking about like, all right, this is a totally different tangent, but religion. Okay, if you study religion, like every religion, they all basically kind of have like the same morals and values. Literally, like don't kill people, be a good person, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I mean, if we think about like humans as a species, like we all need something to believe in, because if not, then we're always wondering, like, what's the point? Hence, religion being made as a way to control people. I don't know if I believe that necessarily, but I'm just saying would be a high possibility. My personal religion, I don't know if I have one anymore, to be honest. I practice I don't know. I practice Buddhism's teachings, and I don't consider it necessarily a religion rather than like a way of life. And I also think like Hinduism is also like a philosophy or a way of life rather than a religion. But I guess if I had to pick, I guess I would say I practice Buddhism with Christian values. However, I completely reject the organized religion of Christianity, because I think that it's very like hypocritical at times. But yeah, anyway, big banks want control of the people. Build Back Better was the UN slogan many years ago. Huh. We know that the UN wants to redistribute wealth. Yeah. And you know what's funny is the only people that don't want to redistribute wealth are who? Who are the ones that don't want it? The wealthy. But yet everybody keeps trying to be like, oh, but well, that person's rich as fuck. Do you think they really give a shit about you? No, they do not. They don't. They don't want it. They want to keep their money. They need to keep their money. That's why they're so stuck on trickle down economics. I'm sorry. I do not believe in trickle down economics. I don't think it works. It does not work. We have proven nothing. It's that it doesn't work. Keeping all the money at this 1% level and expecting it to trickle down does not fucking work. The only way that everything's going to get better is if we have a redistribution of wealth, in my opinion. Obviously, that's completely an opinion and not factual information at all. Should definitely be taken with a grain of salt, but that's really my opinion. Because if we keep allowing the same 1% to control everything, how is this not a dictatorship? Because it really, to be honest, it doesn't seem like we like to pose our government as power to the people and blah, blah, blah. But it's really not. It's really not. It's all controlled by the 1%, and they just make you think what they want you to think by news stories, by planting little seeds in media, movies, TV shows, music, shit like that. I mean, all subliminal messaging. Yes, inflation is definitely coming. I watched Jerome Powell get on live TV and absolutely lie his fucking face off to the American public more than one time. Inflation is here, bro. I don't know. It is already here and it is going to get worse. Now, what I'm worried about is interest rates. If interest rates, the reason why they're not raising interest rates is because they can't. If they raise interest rates, I think it's going to crumble. I think the whole thing's going to crumble. I think the whole entire system is going to crumble. Raising interest rates is not in the U.S.'s best interest at all. And actually, in the global best interest, it's not. Because if the U.S. market falls, so does every other market, unfortunately. Now, I'm not knowledgeable enough in the markets to know exactly how or why they're all intercorrelated. I know that they are. There's just so many different aspects to the market that it's hard to know how each piece is moving and what it's moving with it. And then what if we took that piece out, then what happens? You know what I mean? The whole market is basically this machine with 90 billion different gears. We have the repo market, we have the housing market, we have the stock market, we have a shit ton of different markets, the crypto market. They all move together. They're all just a piece, a nut and a bolt in this big ass machine. And you have to basically, how I like to look at it is engineers, right? When they're building something or anything, they basically they take one piece, right? And they learn about that one piece, okay? And then they learn how that one piece can make another piece move or what it does to this other piece. So eventually, you know what I'm saying? They add all these pieces up and it makes this one big glorious machine, okay? But in the engineer's mind, they're all focusing on these individual pieces. And I think that that's what we need to do. We're all looking at the whole machine as a whole. We don't need to look at the machine as a whole anymore. We need to look at each individual piece because that's what they're doing. Okay. We need to basically do what they're doing. We need to examine each individual piece, see how it affects. Watch Inside Job documentary on Netflix. Okay. Hold on. Let me pull up my Netflix so I can mark that down. Netflix. Inside Job. No, it's on my phone. Hold on. Inside Job. Netflix. Inside Job. I'm sorry, guys. Inside Job. Okay. Ooh. Oh, wait. Oh, it's not even on here anymore. I wonder what the fuck Inside Job was now because it's unavailable. It is not available anymore. That just makes me hella curious now what it was. What was Inside Job? Because it's not available anymore. And usually when shit's not available, it's because too much truth has been spoken and they got to get rid of it. What was it? That's really weird. Just reading the preview, it says, for employees of the deep state, conspiracies aren't just theories, they're fact. And keeping them a secret is a full-time job. It's on Norwegian Netflix. Huh. Because it says it's a Netflix original series. It's just no longer available. Chucks, you should try to, do you have an iPhone? If you do, you should try to, screen record it or something and post it so I can watch it. I wonder if it's on YouTube. Inside Job. Inside Job. Netflix. Oh, it is. Oh, wait, is it from 2010? No, that's not it. Damn, I want to see that really bad now. Okay, what did Lewis say? Jerome Powell spoke about a month ago, and he said that they're not going to raise interest rates until 2024. You know why they're not raising interest rates? Because they can't. They cannot raise the interest rates. If they raise the interest rates, it's over. The entire shit crumbles. They have no choice. When that happens, the economy is going to take a big dump and the value of the US dollar down. Exactly. And that's why they're spending $120 billion a month to buy more mortgage-backed securities and treasuries. They're basically, so what they're doing is basically all right, so a company. Let's just pick any company. It doesn't matter. All right, say I own a company, right? And I'm selling a product, okay? What the US government is doing is they're taking their own product that's for sale and they're buying their own product to make it look like they have a lot more sales than they do, right? So that's basically what the US government's doing with the dollar, okay? They're literally going out and buying their own product to make it look like there's demand for it when really there's not, because the fucking value is nothing. And that's why I think it's all really going to crumble eventually. I hope not, but I think it is. And I think that that's why some people are making big bets on big PE stocks going down. I don't think that they'll go to zero, but I do think that they will lose a lot of value. But I think that that's why Michael Burry is betting really big that Tesla's going to fall. And I think he's right. And I think he's right based on that fact. I don't think it'll stay down though. I think it'll come right back up. But when it crashes, you know what I'm saying? The stocks like that are going to have the biggest hits, like Amazon, Tesla. I don't know. I'm trying to think of high PE stocks, but they're gonna come down really hard. It's on YouTube. Can you post it? Oh, 2010. Okay, hold on. Is it this? Is it this one? This top one? Can you see? Is it this one? Because I definitely want to watch it now. Ashley, watch it. The 6-minute intro is a bit boring. It's okay. I like boring. I definitely want to watch it. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like if I've learned nothing, it's every time somebody wants to hide something, take it down. Usually there's really good information in there that I should probably look at. So that's really funny to me that it's not available anymore. Because 9 times out of 10, it usually means there was some kind of factual information that they don't want out. And let's all remember that owners of big companies such as like Netflix and things like that, they will get pressured into doing certain things. I mean, I think that it's ridiculous to think that, a CEO of a company can't be bought out. Absolutely, they can. If it's in their best interest, I mean, you have to think about it. Like a lot of these people, like Citadel and others that are shorting these stocks, they have a lot of money. And with a lot of money comes a lot of power. So, yeah, they can absolutely pressure a company into doing what's not in the best interest for the company. Um, or they can, pressure a company to do something they want. Like, for example, Robinhood. Back when Robinhood shut down the stocks and halting of the stocks and stuff, I I'm gonna go ahead and say, well, I'm not gonna defend Robinhood in any way because they were 100% wrong, clearly. But I mean, obviously, they weren't pressured. I think that they personally were short, because I know that they hold all of our positions on margin. And I only know that because whenever I left Robinhood and I transferred to Fidelity, all of my shares transferred into Fidelity on margin. And I asked Fidelity, why are my shares on margin? And they told me that they were on margin because Robinhood holds all of my shares on margin, no matter if I paid in cash or not, because with Robinhood, you automatically have a margin account unless you turn off instant settlement. So basically, literally everyone who has Robinhood has a margin account. Now, what they do is they'll buy your shares on margin, okay? And then they will take your money and use it for whatever the fuck they want to do in the market. I think that they were shorting. I don't know what they were shorting, but whatever they were shorting. And I think they got a margin call, and I think that's why they shut down trading. And also, another theory could be that Citadel, since Citadel pays them, I don't know if you guys know this, but Citadel pays them so much money a month for information for your sales. Basically, anyone who's on Robinhood, they pay them to give them your information of your sales. So that's what the level 3 data is. And yeah. So I mean, the other theory is that Citadel could have basically told Robinhood, like, hey, if you don't, fuck yeah, Robinhood is super sketchy. They could have been like, hey, if you don't shut down trading for GameStop right now, we're going to completely uninvest in your company and make you go under. And that could have forced Robinhood to do it, even though they knew it was against their best interest for their customers. They would have done it because the pool that Citadel has, because they're so wealthy and rich. Also, they're our market maker. That would have done it. So I don't think any brokerage is out of that, except for Fidelity, because Fidelity is long on GameStop. They own GameStop. They own the stock, a lot of it. And also, yeah, Citadel doesn't own them at all. So that's why I moved to Fidelity, because they're on my team. I mean, they're long the stock. But what does worry me, I did look earlier, and Fidelity did sell some GameStop. Hold on, let me see. They didn't sell a lot. They sold some, but they also been buying all this time, so they could have just, been taking a little bit of profit or something. Just fine. I'm definitely not against taking profit. I think everyone should take profit. I think it's stupid to not take profit, especially because I've lost the money a lot of times by not taking profit. I think that comes down to one of those things where people say, like, don't be greedy. I think that applies. I would not tell anyone not to take profit. I know that it's against everything, but I mean, I don't think that it's a bad thing to take some profit at all. If, like, your financial situation, based on whatever your financial situation is, I think it's important to remember that everyone has different financial situations. So, all right. So let's see. Let's look at this. What does this? All right. So earlier, whenever I was talking about the Wanda thing, it said an acquisition, non-open market, which means, and then this one, I was looking at George Sherman's over here, and it says non-open market disposition. So I Googled that to see what the hell that means. And it means a disposition, not on open market, means that it means that they were able to make a purchase. Non-open market describes an agreement to purchase or sell shares directly within the company. So that means that the company offered them to buy shares or sell. Now let's see what disposition means. Anyway, what was I looking at? I was looking at something over here. There's a reason I went over here. Haven't had a soupy, no fat gain. Yeah. Hold on, let me see. What's the stock price? Let's go see what the price is right now, real quick. Okay. So we got 179.05 on GameStop, and we got 1362 on AMC. All right, let's see. AMC started the day at 12.17. The high was 13.96 for the day, and it's at 13.65, 13.66 range. It's still looking really healthy. Very, very healthy day. There's really nothing to worry about over there. GameStop started the day at 173.35. The high of the day was 188.45. I was witnessing that. I was sad I wasn't online for it. I was so happy when I saw that. We're back to 179. Back to that stupid ass wall that I hate so much. So sick of this 180 wall. If you look at the 5-minute chart on GameStop, you can see these big ass fucking red ass candles. I hate them. Okay, and then let's look at AMC's 5 minutes. AMC looks pretty good today. Yeah. It's so funny how they move in the same trend. It's so weird. Anybody who has any kind of finance background, both of these stocks go against basically everything. Dude, my eyes are watering so bad today because I'm so tired. I've not slept well at all. This stuff stresses me out, so I spend all night researching, and then I go to bed at like 4 a.m. and then I got to be up at like 6 to like start watching like pre-market, even though it opens at like 4. I don't watch it then. I watch it at like 6. But I'm so tired. But yeah. So it's 3:45. Power hour's almost over. It seems like instead of power hour lately, we've been having go down hour. But that doesn't worry me at all, because we are in a great and healthy range on both stocks right now. Like I said, I don't think that this is even close to being ready to squeeze. I know that a lot of other people are saying it is. I don't think it is yet. I think we still have a lot more buying to do. I think that it's honestly just in a healthy range of buying right now. There is a lot of volume. But I think that that's because, Wanda was selling a ton of shares. I mean, obviously we know that. Then GameStop also sold some shares into the market. So that just created more, shares able to be traded. So I don't think it's definitely not squeezing yet. I don't know why people keep saying it is, but it's definitely not. I mean, if you just look at the numbers, it's not ready yet. I mean, it's nowhere near ready. There's still a bunch of shares outstanding ready to buy. So we just need to get all those bought up. Once we buy that up, that's when we're going to start seeing big fun things happening. But the volume on GameStop is 4.4 million. AMC's volume's astronomical, 105 million, almost 106 million here in a couple seconds. It's going to be 106 million. That's a lot. That is a lot. They've had some crazy volume lately. I think it's also important to realize, I heard another YouTuber a couple days ago say that, oh, well, what happens during a short squeeze is it only goes up. That's not true. That is completely false information. I don't know who told him that, but like that's completely false. During a short squeeze, anything can happen. I mean, it can be a bunch of sideways movement. It can be, parabolic moves up, then parabolic moves down. It could barely move at all. Like, I mean, it's a complete misconception to say that they only move up. That's not true. It's not true at all. But I'm not, this is definitely not the short squeeze, though. I'll tell you that right now. This is literally just people buying and people selling. I really think that it's going to be a little bit longer on the short squeeze. So if you were hoping for it like today or tomorrow, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not going to lie to you. Power hour is when the Asian markets, powerhouse is when the Asian markets step in. I think what's great, though, is that it's a global movement. It's getting global attention. That's fantastic to me. I think that that's great. That just shows like there's a lot of people in the world that would like to fight back against injustice. I don't know if you guys are familiar with social work core values, but one of the core values of social work is to fight against social injustice. So that's what I'm going to be doing here with the stock, is fighting against social injustice. And what's been happening over years and years and years and years since the beginning of the stock market has been nothing but social injustice. I think we should all do our part and fight back over that. First is the European market, then it's the American, then the Asians. I think we should all work together. If we all work together and we all stay together and stay united and not allow other people to make us separated and apart, we're going to do great. I mean, they can't beat us. That's the thing. Like, I think that that's the thing that other people fail to realize is divide and conquer can't work. The only way that's going to work is if we all are together and do the same thing. Now, his idea with the gamma squeeze would work if everybody, first of all, if all the float was bought up, and then second of all, well, not necessarily. Like a gamma squeeze can happen without that, but if we want the mother of all short squeezes, we need to buy up the float first. Then we can use the gamma squeeze as a catalyst. Gamma squeeze can't be a catalyst until we already have the float bought up. Otherwise, then it's never going to end in a short squeeze. It's just going to be a gamma squeeze, and that's it. And that's what happened in January. It was just a gamma squeeze. It was not a short squeeze. It was a gamma squeeze. It's about time we fight this damn globalist. GME got 27 stores in Norway. 7 minutes from me. That's awesome. That is awesome. Do you guys buy anything online? I've been slowly buying basically whatever I think GameStop makes the most money on, which is basically GameStop merchandise. I've been buying it online, trying to boost sales. I mean, that's one thing that they can't manipulate too, guys. Something to remember is your companies that you invest in, it is definitely in your best interest to actually shop at those companies or participate in sales of those companies, because that's something that the hedge funds can't manipulate. They cannot manipulate how many sales they have. They can't. The only thing I'm parting is that Red Sea. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right. So do you guys want me to come back for this Super Stonk interview? Because I really want you guys to watch it. I don't know if you guys ever watch them outside of like these streams or whatever, but I really, really want you guys to watch it because there is great information in those. Like the one with Wes Christian was amazing because he literally basically confirmed, like he was the lawyer in the Overstock case. So, I mean, he had experience when it came to naked short selling and market manipulation. I found that very interesting. Okay, I will come back then for 4:30. Market's about to close here in 10 minutes. We'll do a final check real quick on it. Next time I come back, it's going to be on that weird software because I want to know whatever one that everyone else uses, because that one I was using, I don't like it. It comes at 4:30, so like 30 minutes from now, not even long. Comes on at 4:30 Eastern time. It's 3:52 Eastern time right now. So after market close, it'll be 30 minutes after market close. I'll probably come on like maybe 5 or 10 minutes early. How long? I'm actually going to bed in about 2. It'll be before 2 hours. It'll be in literally like 30 minutes. It starts. So I'll probably be back in like 20 minutes. I'll be back probably like 10 minutes beforehand. Did you guys turn on the notification bell so you know when I'm online? That's like the easiest way to know like when I go live. I don't know how people do those little, like I see people all the time on YouTube. They're able to do like little discussions and stuff. I don't know how to do any of that shit. I'm going to have to figure all this out. I've never planned to do YouTube. I never wanted to do YouTube. The only reason why I'm doing it is because I don't want people to think that I have the same views as other people simply because I mod on their channel, because that's definitely not true. I definitely 99.9% of the time disagree. But yeah, so that's the only reason why I really made this channel. And I just wanted a place where everybody can basically like come and discuss things without being told you're a retard or you're an idiot, or, you know, where everyone's respectful and we can all just have a conversation, just hang out basically as friends, as people who all are invested in the same thing. So yeah, I'll be back at 4:30 because I definitely want everyone to watch that because I think that they're super important. And I think that they apply to both stocks. You just got to apply them differently. And what's great about the AMA is just don't play this. Yes, I won't. I promise. I promise I will never play the same song over and over again. I definitely won't do that. I try not to. Yes, nice live chat. Thank you. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. Guys, I have ADHD like really bad, and I smoke weed so that I don't have ADHD, and I have not smoked today because I freaking cannot find my pen. And then I have this really awesome Dr. Dabber thing, but I don't like want YouTube to like shadow ban me or something. So I purposely haven't like smoked on stream because I'm scared. And I also don't want to disrespect anybody that doesn't believe in it or anything like that. So like, I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody at all. Especially, I don't know if there's like kids watching or anything, which I'm sure there probably aren't since this is like a stock thing, but I don't know. I just don't want to disrespect anybody. But yeah, my brain is like all scattered because I can't think straight now. It's in the couch cushion. It probably is. Dead ass. I can't find it. I have this one. This is not marijuana. This is just like a cigarette one so that I'm trying to quit smoking. I do not want to smoke cigarettes anymore. They're completely unhealthy. They're terrible for you. You can barely breathe. I'm dying. What, baby? Hold on one second. Sorry. Yeah, it probably is in the couch cushion, honestly. But yeah. All right. So 5 minutes to closing bell. We are at 1366 on AMC, up 13% on the day, which is nuts. Nuts. If y'all remember last week, somebody was screaming, sell your stocks, sell your AMC. And today they're doing a complete turnaround. That's why you don't listen to people on the fucking internet. They're retarded. They have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. And I hate saying that. It goes against everything I believe in. But I can't stand when people just completely flip-flop and have no idea what the heck they're talking about. It drives me nuts. No idea what he's talking about. He never actually looked at any kind of due diligence or anything. He literally just pulled stuff out of his butt and that's it. GameStop, 180.08. We are up 1.71% on the day, up $3. I'm very happy with that. I think that that's great. The volume is it's 4.5 million. AMC's volume is ridiculous. AMC's volume is at 108 million. 108.7 million shares traded today. Holy moly. They're up 12.91%, almost 13%. They were up 13%. We'll see where it ends here in the next couple minutes. But either way, 12.9%, 13%. Great day. It's up $1.56 on the day. Started at 12.17, ended at 13 started at 12.17. The high for the day was 13.96, and now it's trading around 13.60-ish range, which is fantastic. It is super healthy. It's right in the middle. It's great. Same with GameStop. They're trading perfectly healthy. It's at 179, 180, perfectly healthy. I am completely satisfied with both of those. The only thing I will say is I was really hoping AMC would go down a little bit for me, but it's not. So I really think I'm going to grab a couple more shares here before the bell closes. I have to do it on my phone because I like it better than using the laptop. I don't know why. I just feel like I can see it better. I know exactly what I'm doing and I won't make a mistake. So I do want to buy a couple. Do you want a couple more AMC, baby?
Me?
Yeah.
I do.
How many?
1,000.
1,000.
Yes. Do that. Here.
Okay. Spend time with your daughter more important. Absolutely. Waiting on Asia to open. Should be getting.
You look weird in that.
I know. I don't know why I look weird on here. I look super ugly on YouTube.
You actually have blue eyes and blue hair.
I think. How do I feel about?
No.
Sorry, I want to bite. Godpill saying GME will hit 0. I think that's hilarious. I think if he thinks that it will hit 0, he should short it. I think Godpill should short GameStop. That's what I think. He blocked me, so I can't even comment. But y'all should tell him I said he should short GameStop if he thinks it's going to 0. I would welcome him to short GameStop. I think that's ridiculous. It will never go to 0. That's the whole thing about this, guys. If GameStop was ever going to 0, do you think these institutional buyers would be buying it? Absolutely not. You know what's funny about it? Is it will never go to 0. There's no possibility. It's completely off the table now. It can't go to 0. Why? Because they have no debt and they literally have a shit ton of money in the bank. It is absolutely impossible. Impossible that it will go to 0. Impossible. Said you would get unblocked if you sold all your GME. Yeah, I know. And that's when I said that'll never happen. He's completely delusional if he thinks I will ever sell any of my GME. Actually, when he said that, I cried. Oh my God. It was so funny to me. That will never, ever, ever in a million years happen. Never, 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 never. It made me want to buy more. Made me want to buy more. Oh my God. Yes. I don't want to talk about any other YouTubers at all. But I will say I will never sell any of my GME. Anyone who tells you that the stock is going to 0 is delusional and can't read. Same for AMC. I don't see AMC going to 0 either. And you know what's funny is if we were arguing about the two going to 0, GME is impossible to go to 0. They have no debt. They have a shit ton of money in the bank. They have 0 debt. I don't know what anyone doesn't understand about that. Like, that excites me so much because, yeah, back then, yeah, it absolutely could have gone to 0. Now there's 0 chance it'll go to 0. And that's why these short sellers are so scared. And that's why they're sending all these shills to tell you to sell your stock. Do not do it. I don't think that Godpill's paid, though. I don't. I think that he just has no idea what he's talking about half the time. I think he's focused on options, but he's not willing to learn all the things that have to do with options. He doesn't look at the Greeks at all. He has no idea what they even are. So I think that that's a problem. You can't be an options master if you don't even know the basic things that go into an option. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't know. I like him. I think that he does have good information when it comes to certain things. I don't know. I don't want to say my opinion on anybody. I don't like to talk about anybody at all. I think that everyone should just do what they want to do. I just don't agree with a lot of the things that he says. That's all. That excites me more than eating fried chicken. Oh man, I love fried chicken. Let me just tell y'all, I make the best fried chicken. Okay. First of all, it's 4 o'clock. Hold on. We missed it. I make the best fried chicken, y'all. I compete with my neighbor all the time and she gets really mad. Oh, we closed it at 180.01 on GameStop, and we closed the day at 1368 on AMC. I think it's going to go probably end the week, hopefully above $14 on AMC. I think GME, I'm hoping we end the week above 180. This is the battles we've been facing. With GME, we've had the battle for 180 forever. There's a big ass wall at 180, and for AMC, the big ass wall was at 14. If we can stay above 14 on AMC and stay above 180 on GME, then we're talking. Then we're talking. If we break down those walls, only good can come from that. I'm sorry. So anyone telling you to sell is a shill or dumb. My opinion, though. Yeah, I'm trying not to. I'm not going to say anything about anybody. But yeah, I respect everybody else's opinion. That's fine. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. I just don't agree with it. That's all. A good day on both stocks. Yes, it was. I've been waiting for you to call me a puss, tell me I'm retarded, and call me an idiot for 2 hours. Ha! Randall, if that's what you're waiting on, keep sticking around, because then I think that I'll never lose you as a viewer. If that's what you're waiting on, because I'll never say that to you. Daddy want that turkey leg. Funny. Oh my God. All right, guys. So I'm going to be back here in about 30 minutes. I'm basically just going to go set it up. I got to set up that little program so that I can show the screen so we could all watch it at the same time. So yeah, I'm excited, but I appreciate every single one of you that are here today and that have stuck around all this time, especially as I sit here and ramble on sometimes about absolutely nothing. I love you guys so much. You guys are great. You guys are literally the reason I even went to his channel in the first place. I liked the people in the channel, and it's sad that I can't even communicate with them anymore. But yeah, so maybe he'll eventually block me so I can at least talk to the people in the chat. But if not, then that's okay. I'm not sad about it. It is what it is. But anyway, thank you guys so much for following me over here. I'm so excited to get to work with all of y'all. And if anybody I think I have 2 mods right now. I mean, if anyone wants to be a mod, I'm down. Just let me know. And I'll make you a mod or whatever. But anyway, I'll be back here at 4:30. I don't think we'll see as much hate. Oh, I hope not, on this channel as the other channel. So I don't even really think that I need a bunch of mods, but it is nice to have them. I liked being a mod personally because I like that power. So if anybody else likes that power, I got you. But yeah, so, all right, guys. Well, I love y'all. I'll see y'all here at 4:30 p.m. It's 4:05. So yeah. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thanks for coming, guys. And make sure you subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Like the video, because I don't know who's downvoting me, but someone is. And subscribe, like the video. You guys have already been commenting. And then what was the other thing? Oh, that notification thing. Turn the notification on so you know when I'm on. See, this is how you know I'm not a YouTuber. I really suck at it. But yeah, so thanks for coming, guys. And I'll see you here in about 20 minutes. Oh, hold on. I almost ended this. And the Trex said something really good. He said, if we keep it real and not talk shit about anyone, there will be no hate. Bell on all people. Absolutely. Completely agree with that. I definitely don't want this channel to be about talking shit about anybody, because I think everybody all has their own thoughts, views, opinions, and also morals and values. And obviously they don't always align, but I want this to be a safe place where everyone can sit here and say like their thoughts or opinions or even like their news and not like get shit on for it, because I don't think that that's right or fair. I think that everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Now, however, you will get banned if you start being disrespectful to people in the chat. It's okay to disagree with someone, but it's not okay to be disrespectful and to spread hate. So here we only spread love and positivity. You're allowed to disagree absolutely with anything I'm saying or anybody else. Just be respectful when you do it. That's all. But I love y'all. So I will see you all later.